Welcome to Kevin at 7, where we help you find your superpowers. You can master getting yes without the BS. You want to make today powerful, you seize it. There's a difference between being victimized and becoming a victim. You don't take on an identity that I am a victim, I've been wronged. Because what that is you're soaking in the problem. So all of this, there's so much of the political discourse today, so much of the conversation in our pop culture today is because people love soaking in their problems because it gets them attention. Does that everybody understand what I'm saying? Solve problems, don't soak in your problems. And so you get in your real estate business, you get a seller that gets upset and you soak in the problem. Like, oh, he's upset. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. Here's what you do. Something. Call them. Go knock on their door. Get in their face, not in an adversarial way, but just go have a conversation with them. Face the issue and say, okay, what do we need to do here? Solve the problem. But the longer you soak in the problem, all you do is stress and worry and freak yourself out. And so for me, soaking in the problem was silent. So I was a silent soaker, which means I didn't complain about it. I just didn't do anything about it. I was paralyzed because of fear. So I just soaked in the problem, which means I just lived with it. I didn't have those conversations that needed to be had. So back when I started a lot of you know my story, when I started my real estate coaching company back in 2012. I'd been a CEO of a real estate company. I'd been making money, but not a lot. I mean, I was making six figures, but it was not, was not what I wanted. It wasn't my dream for sure, and I wanted more. And I wanted more success, I wanted more impact, I wanted to be able to change more people's lives. And when you're in a real estate company and you're running one office, you're limited because you're pretty much, that's it. You're there running that office. I wanted to impact agents all over the place. And I also realized that it was always going to be the few, not the many, that I could change, because most people are not interested in greatness. They want it, but they're not driven to it, to really fulfill their potential. So I'm like, okay, I've got to do something. Well, when I started my coaching company, I didn't have any money. I didn't have any savings. I had child support. I had a lot of debt. And I was living in Hermosa Beach, California, which is, one of the most expensive places in the world to live. And I ran out of money. And so I missed in 2013. So this is now started in April of 2012, started my coaching company. By August, I ran out of money. So we lost our home, our apartment we were renting, and Julie and I broke up because I wasn't taking care of money, and I wasn't making any. And so I was in trouble. So I rented a bedroom, slept on an air mattress in an unfurnished bedroom in an old rundown apartment complex, and started building my company. Well, in January of 2013, I couldn't make my car payment. And then I didn't get caught up for 6 months. So on my credit report, it's just 30 days late for 6 months. And then 2 credit cards, which was all the credit cards I had at the time, I got behind on 1 month. I missed a payment. So it shows up as a 30-day late on 2 credit cards. So I have 2 credit cards and my car payment with a late pay. And that's a problem, right? It's a problem that I would not face because money was too painful. So what did I do? For years, I didn't do anything about it. And literally this week, I'm like, I don't like the fact that I still have those issues on my credit. And you can't just say, well, take them off, because they're not gonna take them off. But I'm trying. And but what I've also done is I'm notating on the credit account exactly what happened, so that it's clear, and you have control of this kind of stuff. And I also found that there was an account on a credit card account from 2000 on my credit report that wasn't mine, and there was some late pays on it back in 2010, or no, it was less than 7 years ago. So it was 2000 and whatever, maybe. Anyway, whatever it was, 2012 or something, and it wasn't mine. And I'm like, that's not my card. And so I disputed that and had them remove it. But I never dealt with it because it was just so painful not having perfect credit that I was like, I'm not even gonna look. I'm not gonna look at it, and so forth. And I'm like, I gotta deal with this. So are you a problem soaker or are you a problem solver? And so what was amazing to me was when I went after this and started dealing with it, how easy it was to fix. Blew my mind. Problems, if you'll go after them, problems dissolve. They just collapse because problems collapse in the face of strength. I just thought, and this is my morning journaling, and I'm like, I want to just create a problem-solving formula. How do you solve a problem? Any problem, any challenge that you have, how do you solve it? So there's 4 steps. There's 4 things. Okay, the fourth one's probably not a step, but maybe a step, we'll see. So here's the formula. Number 1 is focus on the desired outcome. You have a problem? Don't focus on the problem, focus on the outcome I want. Okay, so let's just say you have a mad seller. That's a problem. You're right, the house hasn't sold, they're mad. Don't focus on the mad seller, focus on getting their home sold. Now to do that, you got to focus on winning with the client because I have multiple goals here. 1, I want to get the best result for the client. 2, I want the client for life, right? So I don't focus on the fact they're mad at me. I focus on the fact that they have a reason to be upset. It may not be my fault, but it's understandable. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go after the solution. So what do? Focus on the desired outcome, not the problem. And what we tend to do is because the problem brings up so much emotion, we get sucked into the emotion, which sucks us into the problem. We'll use that emotion to drive you to the result, to the solution. Okay, that's why, like, anger is a great emotion. Anger is like a freaking awesome emotion because it's so powerful. But if you let the emotion lead, you're screwed because anger has no control. Anger has no intelligence, so anger just goes, right? It doesn't solve a problem. In fact, anger a lot of times exacerbates the problem, right? It makes it worse. But if you take that anger and go like, that is not right, something's got to be done, I'm going to fix it. Now you take that energy and you focus it with intelligence and you focus it on solving the problem and moving forward, not focusing on just getting your anger out. Okay? Next, number 2, fix the problem by focusing on the solution. So number 1, focus on the desired outcome beyond the problem. The big picture. What is the long-term goal? Okay, what is the long-term goal? All right, so the long-term goal is I want the house to be sold for top dollar and get my seller the best result and have them as a client for life. Well, what's the immediate problem? They're unhappy because it's been on the market for 35 days and it hasn't sold. So now the immediate problem is helping them to, 1, is there a way to sell it faster? 2, is helping them understand this is part of the process. Okay. By the way, days on the market is up in double digits in most of your markets right now over this time a year ago. Okay. So maybe having that conversation, I've got to now address the issue of they're upset. So now that I focus on getting them happy by not BSing them, tell them the truth, but focus on solving the problem, not focusing on the problem. Because focusing on solving the problem requires you to take action and do what needs to be done. Focusing on the problem itself causes you to just sit there and worry and fret. Number 3. If it doesn't work, try something else. If your first attempt to solve the problem doesn't work, try something else. And if that one doesn't work, try something else. And if that doesn't work, try something else. If that doesn't work, look at it, assess it, try something else. Which means believe in the limitless possibility. It is a fixable problem. You have to believe that every problem is solvable. Just like Thomas Edison created the incandescent light bulb. He knew it was possible. Failure after failure after failure after failure. Problem solving. What's this problem? We don't have electric light. We want electric light. Okay? That's the challenge before him. That's the problem to solve. Is how do I get good lighting that's instantaneous and efficient that people can have in their homes? The dark is a problem at night when you want to read. When you want to have conversation and it's dark and candle is not enough light and blah, blah, blah. So that's the problem. He's going to solve it. Well, what did he do? He tried it and it didn't work. What is he going to do? I guess it's not meant to be. No, he goes like, let's try something else. Let's try something else. Time after time after time after hundreds of times after hundreds of times after hundreds of times. So number 4 is never surrender to the problem. Never surrender to the problem. Okay? Don't even think about surrendering to the problem. It is the only reason that Great Britain survived World War II was because one man, one leader that everybody hated, named Winston Churchill, which, by the way, his popularity numbers were lower than Donald Trump's, President Trump's. Everybody hated him, but he believed and he would not surrender and he wouldn't even think about it. Everybody else saying, it's over, surrender, wave the white flag, let Nazi Germany come in and take over. And he goes, that will never happen. Period. Never, ever, ever surrender to the problem. You got to believe there is always a solution. And guess what? There will be. And you'll solve the problem, and you'll change the day, and you'll change people's lives, you'll change your own life, and you will do more than you can ever imagine. So go out and solve some problems today, my friends. Stop soaking, start solving.